Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Tony Hicks Morning Show. I'm Tony T, and on today's show, we'll have picks right here from the NBA, college basketball as well, NHL with that big card. Then we'll have our Parlay Purple segment at the end of the show with you here every day at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time. So make sure you like, subscribe, and set those notifications so you're live with us when you see this show. You can always watch the replay on our archives on our YouTube channel. But before we get underway, guys, give us that like, that thumbs up. You really help us out a lot, build up our audience. So give us that like, that thumbs up. Greatly appreciated. So let's go ahead and meet the cappers and get right to the picks. Let's say hello to Rod. Rod, what's going on?
Not too much, Tony. Can't complain. But yesterday, well, I can complain that I lost my streak. It ended at 14. So 14-1, but still 4-1 day in the on the college slate. That was my lone loss there. And then I lost one in the NHL. The good old Wild decided to lose it late in that one. They were down 1-0. They scored one late, tie it up, and then let Vancouver come roaring back and win 3-1 in that one. So it happens. 4-2 days. So let's get to it today. Still a nice winning day. And, man, there's a lot of college basketball today. Lots and lots of it. So I'm excited about today's action. So much to watch. I don't think I have enough TVs to be able to tune into all that I want to watch. So I'll sure be trying, though. Let's get to it. Can't wait. Excited for college basketball in March Madness. Really kicking into high gear now. Love it.
Very good. Absolutely. So to Al Ninos. Al, what's going on?
Yeah, finally had my bad day in the NBA. It was a tough one, too. I had the Suns plus 7.5. That overtime lost by the hook. That's never fun. And then where else did we go wrong? Yeah, a couple tough ones. Knicks, I had them plus 8. They lost by 10. And, so looking for a huge bounce back day in the NBA for sure. So I already got some plays out there. And, again, it was hot before that. But, again, we can't win every day. We sure do try. But, look for a big bounce back day today.
Very good. Very good. Let's say the Solo, what's going on?
All right, what's going on, everybody? Hope you're enjoying your weekend. We had a decent day. We went 5-2. We also dropped that Suns game in overtime. We'll get that back today. Huge card. Let's get to it.
Cut to this game like overtime. Yeah, the big run in the beginning of that overtime really sunk that cover there for the Phoenix Suns there. Yeah, guys, we're going to get ready to give you our free picks here. But again, if you're looking for our best plays, head on over to Tony'sPicks.com. That's where you'll find our best plays, best bets, and more right there on the site. You can see our leaderboards, all of our cappers here on the leaderboard. You see Rod, fantastic here. Solo's been hot. Aloninos has been hot as well. So go ahead and get on board. We're ready to roll here on this Saturday card. You can see Rod with a slam dunk Saturday 5-pack, Solo with his 3-pack up there. Aloninos coming in as well. So guys, get on board. Promo code Tony T at checkout. We'll save you that 15% off with our premium picks over at the site. Let's get on board here with the show as we get started here with this NBA for tonight. So we'll start off with 3 games here from the NBA, and we'll start here with we got another degenerate special. They just start them early for you guys. Nets and Hornets here. We got the Nets on the road, 4.5. Total sits here at 212. Pelicans and Rockets. Rockets 8. Total 230. Wizards and Raptors. We got the Raptors 3.5. There's a 4 popping up here. Total 224. We'll take a look at the injury report here for this first 6 games. Looks like just Cameron Johnson here out for Brooklyn. On the Charlotte side, Okogie and Williams there are out. Pelicans and the Rockets, we got Boston and Brown out for New Orleans. Alvarado questionable. Shepard and Van Fleet will be out here for the Houston Rockets. And then in that Toronto-Washington game, on the Washington side, no Bay, no Brogdon, no Jones. Poole and Holmes are both questionable. For Toronto, we got Agbaji, Grady Dick, Ingram, Mogbo quickly out. Walter, Podol, and Puger are questionable. RJ Barrett probable. So you're caught up with the injuries. On over to Rod.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and looking at, I only like one here in the spot. I like the under between Washington and Toronto. We seen earlier in the meeting, it was 106-82. Raptors in the second half of a back-to-back here. That total's a touch high for me. Give me the under between Washington and Toronto. I just think it's too many points. You look at the last 10 head-to-head, 7-3 to the under. These two teams aren't running it up and down track meet style. I also like Washington, leaning to Washington plus the points, but give me the under in that matchup.
There from Rod on over to El Ninos.
Yeah, the Hornets, tough spot here on the back-to-back. They put up a hell of a fight yesterday. But I'm gonna look at them here in the first half, getting 2 points, just in case you're worried about those legs giving in towards the end of the game. And so I look at the Hornets in the first half. I also look at the Pelicans plus 4.5 in the first half. A game again, they just played the Rockets. It was tight in the first half. They just had that big third quarter collapse, and so we'll try to avoid that today and just take the Pelicans plus 4.5 at the first half.
My Malinitos move on over to a solo.
Brooklyn and Charlotte. Like you say, Charlotte's coming off back to back. They fought real hard. I actually thought they were going to get that one last night. Just too many points for me to lay with Brooklyn. Don't feel comfortable doing that. I think these teams struggle to score. I'm going to take this total under. New Orleans and Houston. I actually think these teams are going to get up and down. I know Van Fleet and Shepard. I like the way Shepard was playing. I know they're out, but I still think Houston and New Orleans are going to push the pace. Defense will be optional. Take this total over. And I'm going to take the points with the Wiz.
There we go from Solo. Tell you what I think about these games. Yeah, I'll take the points with Charlotte here in this one. Charlotte has been showing little signs of defense here. Have been a pretty good home dog. 17-11-1 is a home dog in this spot. Looking at Brooklyn over their past 5, really shooting poorly. 41%, 32% from 3. You know, they don't play their starters deep into the games. They kind of mix the minutes in with a lot of reserves. So it's a long list of when you look at that box score, it's a long list of minutes distribution there for this Nets team. I'll look the Hornets there in that spot. Yeah, I just cannot back Pelicans here on the road. It's just too bad. I mean, they're just not been competitive, and they're not covering spreads. They're 2-13 to the spread on the road against winning teams. That's all you got to know about the Pelicans. It's just been a rough. Even when they're healthy, they're just not getting it done. So I cannot look at them there. I'll look at the Rockets in that spot, and I'll look at the Wizards plus the points. Wizards have covered 4 of 6 on the road. They have the rest advantage here. Raptors here struggling shooting the basketball here over their past 5, 45%, 29% from 3. I'll look at those Wizards in that spot. All right, let's continue here on the Tonjix Morning Show as we continue here with this NBA card, this 8-game card with this next 3 games. Pacers Hawks once again here. Pacers now up to 3, total 243. Bulls and Heat. Heat favored at home 4.5, total 226. Magic and the Bucks. The Bucks here home favorites 6.5, total sits at 218. Let's take a look at the injury report here for this next series of games here. We'll look at the Pacers and the Hawks here. We got Halliburton, Mathurin are questionable. Nesmith here, probable. We know Halliburton's dealing with a hip issue, so we'll see how that rolls. On the Atlanta side, no Nance. Then we got Man, Levert, Krejci will be questionable. Trae Young will be probable in that game. Bulls and the Heat. Ball, Vucevic, Williams here are doubtful for Chicago. White and Horton Tucker, probable. On the Miami side, no Burks, no Jovic, no Ware, no Wiggins in that one. Orlando has a clean injury report. Remember, Suggs is out for the year with that knee. They went ahead and got the knee surgery. He'll be out for the year, so he'll no longer show up on these rosters or these injury reports. So just note that Suggs out for the year. Orlando clean tonight. From Milwaukee, Connaughton, Nance, and Portis are out. Gary Trent doubtful. Lillard and Giannis probable. So you're caught up there with the injuries. We'll start with Rod.
Yeah, kicking it off here. I like the over between the Pacers and Atlanta. You look, these two teams just played a few nights ago, and the total hit 241. So books figured, we'll adjust it up a couple points, right? Yeah, they still go over this time again. Give me the over 243 Pacers and Atlanta in that one. And then looking at the Magic taking on the Bucks. Ooh, the Magic are on the road. Yep. The Magic lost their magic. I don't know if they're ever going to find it. Not this year. Give me the Bucks. I'll lay the 6.5. I think they win by 10 plus over the Magic. Magic on the road? Nope. Give me the Bucks there.
Yep. They just keep 3 guys, Franz, Paulo, and Anthony, and everybody else. Got to shuffle the deck, man. Those reserves just ain't getting it done. On over to Al.
Yeah, it's true. It's been rough for the Magic, but I'll look at them to keep it close in the first half. I'll take the Magic plus 3. I don't like this play too much, honestly. But but that's let me see if I can find you one better. Obviously, the Pacers Hawks gonna be the no happy hour today. So give you my best predictions of right now. Is the best I can tell you is I think the Pacers get their payback if Halliburton's in the lineup. If he sits out, I like the Hawks to get it done again.
There from Alnias on over to Solo.
Bulls in Miami. Miami's on back-to-back. The Bulls come in town. I think they have a little bit of rest. I think they'll find a way to compete. I think, they'll grind this game out. I'm going to take this total under. That's all I have in this slot.
There from Solo. Tell you what I think here about these games. I'll look at Atlanta here in this fight. Again, I'm not going to count on Halliburton. I know that's a hip injury. They've been talking about it. I'll look at Atlanta here. Indiana has been terrible on the road of late here. 1-6 to the spread in their past 7 on the road here. The Hawks have been shooting the ball well over their past 5, 51%, 40% from 3. I'll look at him in that spot. And like I said, I'm not going to look at Orlando on the road anymore. You can't really count on anybody other than the 2 guys there. Lay it here with Milwaukee. Milwaukee's covered 5 straight, 13-7 of the spread against these 2 teams that allow 46% or greater defensively. Orlando's played their first road game for a while. They played 9 of 10 at home, so now they're going to be hitting the road. So I'll look at them in that spot. Actually, the defense is starting to really slip for Orlando over their past 5, getting 49% shooting. So things are falling apart there in Orlando. Bulls and Heat, it's very tempting to take the Bulls in a back-to-back, but I'm going to take Miami in this spot. Bulls up and down team, but this Miami Heat team has been shooting the ball very well here. 52%, 42% from 3. They have a lot of depth on their roster, so I'm not so worried about this back-to-back situation. They are coming off a loss last night by 2 to the Wolves, so I think there'd be a little bit more push here from this Heat team. So I'll look at them in this spot. All right, let's continue here on the Tony X Morning Show as we close out the final 2 games. Very entertaining games at 8:40 tonight. They should have pushed that Warrior game later. I don't know why they're going to compete here against this. At least NBA TV could have played the game late night. I don't understand why they pushed the Pistons game at the same hour. But anyway, Pistons and Warriors. We got the Warriors here, 6.5, total 235. Just make note, if you guys would like to play the Pinnacle lean, Pinnacle has Golden State at 6 there. So does Chris. So the sharp books have Warriors 6. Everybody else 6.5. So note that there. Lakers and Boston Celtics is a big one for tonight. Celtics 7.5 out there. Pinnacle's at 7 again. So again, many of the books out there at 7.5, but Pinnacle's holding steady at 7. Total 227. We get started here with Rod.
Yeah, kicking it off, I'll take Detroit plus the 6.5 there in that one. Look what they've been doing on the road. Big cover machines on the road. 20-11 ATS on the road has been Detroit. So you're going to get 6.5. As Penny knows, they better drop that because that 6.5 is people are betting up. So that's going to drop soon to 6. I like 6.5 there in that one. The other one I like the Lakers plus the 7.5. You look at Boston this season off of a win as a double-digit favorite. Well, they're 0-12 in the next game. So as Solo says, you can take the points, but I'm going to take the money line. I think this is one of those spots that the Lakers get up big. And when they get up, like we see them go into New York and win this big spot, I think the Lakers come into this Boston game and win it outright in this big spot. I'll take the money line with the Lakers in that one.
Absolutely. I read from Rod on over to Solo.
Yeah, I like it, Rod. I like it. I'm still waiting. That Lakers line is a little funny. That's a lot of points. I really don't understand why you're giving a team as hot as the Lakers that many points. So I'm going to wait for about another hour, and then we're going to fire. But I'm leaning with the Lakers on that one. Detroit and Golden State, I think these teams get up and down, push this total over.
There from Solo. Tell you what I think about these games. Yeah, I agree here with the Lakers here, plus the points in this one. The Lakers defense has been really good here of late. They're shooting the ball well, but man, defensively allowing just over 43%, 27% from 3. Like I said, speed over size. You get the speed, you can defend the threes. You can get out there on the wing and defend. So I'll look at them here against winning teams. The Celtics just 4-9 of the spread at home. We know they've had to struggle those home covering games. I'll look at them there. I'll look at the Lakers plus the points. I'm going to go ahead and go over. I agree with Solo. I think we're going to see a lot of points in this game against winning teams. The Warriors 9-6 to the over. The Pistons young with a lot of energy. Those guys are up and down the court. We saw that there against the Clippers. They're willing to run the ball, run it 10-0 to the over against winning teams on the road. Are these Pistons and both teams in very good shooting form? Look at the Pistons past 5, 52% shooting, but they're allowing 48% there. So there's some issues there defensively. So I like the over in that one. All right, let's continue here on the Tony Six Morning Show as ready to switch on over to college hoops here for today's card. Of course, we'll do it in the 4 blocks like we do here on Saturdays. And let me set up my hang on a second. I just want to set up this my line service, so I'm showing him by time here, not just by rotation, because sometimes they throw me off a little bit. All right, well, let me go ahead and get my little sheet here where I have my Saturday blocks. Where did I put that? Where I have my Saturday blocks written up so don't forget them. Okay, here we go. for Saturday today. On this first block, we'll cover the games, the nooners, and we'll include the games at 3 Eastern. So we got the nooners and include the 3 Eastern. We start with Rod.
So include the 3 Eastern. All right, the first one I'm looking at here, then I like Oklahoma State getting the 3.5 here at home versus Cincinnati. I don't trust Cincinnati on the road. It's just one of those spots. Look what Oklahoma State's been doing at home. 11-3 straight up at home this season, and you're getting over possession. Yep, give me Oklahoma State in that one. And another one I'm looking at in this time block. Moving on up there. You look at this Alabama on the road, and they're giving you 8. I'm not doing it. I'll take Auburn. I think they win by 10 plus on that one. I'll lay the 8 points with Auburn. It's just at home, they've only got 1 loss. And over the last, I haven't liked what I've seen from Alabama. They haven't looked so good over the last couple of games and expected them to get right coming into Auburn. No chance. Give me Auburn. Lay the 8 there in that one. 10 plus point win for the number 1 team in the nation in that one. Motivational spot here. St. Joe's against LaSalle. Love St. Joe's there in that spot. LaSalle 0-5, 1-4 against the number. They're not playing very good. The St. Joseph team is definitely picking up their play. 5-0 ATS. Give me St. Joseph's lay the 11 in that matchup. Another one I'm looking at in this time block. Moving on down. Where is it? Give me it burned me a couple times, but I'm going to go back to it. Give me Wisconsin here at home. I just don't trust Penn State out on the road. 2-3, 4-1 against the number in their last 5 games. But you look what Penn State does on their own. It's a 50-50 coin flip at best. Whiskey at home in this one. I think they win by 15 plus. I'll take Wisconsin there in that one. And then, man, doesn't it look like they're trying to just bait you into Kentucky? I don't want to. Here, have 6. It's up to 6.5 now in that game. Mizzou at home, 1 loss all season long. I'm going to think they run Kentucky right out of the gym and win by 10 plus. Give me Mizzou at home in that matchup.
Yeah, from Rod, we move on over to Solo.
Yeah, I guess we're on opposite sides on this one. I'm going to take the points with Kentucky. I just think the Wildcats find a way to compete in this one. I also like St. John's with the points. I just don't really think Marquette is the strongest teams that they've had in the past. I like High Point minus the points over Radford. I think they get it done. I like St. Bonnie with the points over Davidson. And I'm going to pass on the whiskey. I'm going to take Penn State plus the points.
There you go. Pass on the whiskey for Penn State there from
Still got the whiskey bird going.
There you go. There we go. I'll look at Kentucky, Missouri over the total here. Both teams really poor defensive form. Look at the Missouri over their past 5 hitting 53%, but allowing 52% shooting going over in all 5 games. And Missouri can run up and down that court, man. It's I think we look at a track meet here with Kentucky and Missouri. Yeah, I'm going to take give me the Johnnies here. Marquette 6-12 the spread in the Big East. They shoot just 43%. They don't shoot well enough, I think, to get these Johnnies. Johnnies 2-1 of the spread as an underdog this year. I know the St. John's defense away from home. That defense travels 39% shooting. They've covered 8 of 12 away from that home court. That defense travels. Give me St. John's plus the points. Let's continue here on the Tony Six Morning Show, guys. We're giving you our free picks, but if you want our best bets, click the link in the description. Get on over to TonySpicks.com right now and get on board with our best bets, our premium plays. You see Rod and Solo have been doing great work up on these leaderboards. I remember our promo code TonyT at checkout. We'll knock off that 15% off. And, of course, you want our best bets and premium plays, head on over to TonySpicks.com. The link in the description. Let's continue on here with the show as we move on to the next block of games. So in this block, we're going to cover the games starting at 3:30 Eastern time and include the 5:30 Eastern time. So 3:30 Eastern, include 5:30 Eastern time. We start with Rod.
All right, kicking it off in this block. I like Notre Dame here in this spot. 10-5 at home, 2-3 against the spread. Cal's falling off a cliff, and I think just travel for Cal's been a little bit rough. I think headed in Notre Dame. I think give me the Irish. I think they win by 6+ there in that one. Another one I'm looking at here in this time block is definitely not my favorite block of games. Kansas is in this block, right? Yeah, I'll take Kansas at home here in this one. Kansas doesn't look so good over their last few, but this is one of those spots that Kansas will get up for. And then Arizona on the road. Yeah, they've been pretty solid on the road. 6-4 ATS against that number, but I think this is just the Kansas spot. We've seen that line that went from 2.5 up to 3.5. Would be surprised if we see a 4 there in that one as well. So I got Kansas by 6+. So I'll take the Jayhawks in that one. And then you included the 5 Eastern.
Include the 5:30 Eastern all the way to include 5:30 Eastern.
Okay, another one I like in that 5:30 Eastern time block is give me Alabama State taking on Grambling. You look at Grambling, 6-6 at home, 2-7 against the number. Grambling's not good. Yikes! And Alabama State, they're picking up their play, 4-1 straight up in their last 5, 3-2 against that number. Yeah, give me Alabama State over Grambling in that one.
And they're from Iran on over to Solo.
Yeah, definitely not my favorite spot either, but I like Texas A&M. I think the Aggies roll into Baton Rouge and beat up on the Tigers. Texas A&M -6.5.
There we go from Solo. Tell you what I think about some of these games here. I like Indiana laying the points here. Buckeyes and Road Dogs is 3-5 the spread, but the Hoosiers have been shooting the ball very well and defending well. When we look at this Buckeyes over their past 5 games, giving 50% shooting, failing to cover 4 of their past 5. I don't like this Buckeyes team. 12th in effective field goal shooting. They turn the ball over. On defense, they're weak on the glass. They don't defend the perimeter. Give me Indiana in that home game. Yeah, I'll lay it with Kansas. I don't like what I see from this Arizona team. Just 44% shooting away from the home court. The home splits for the Jayhawks. I mean, 51% shooting, allowing 38%. I'll look at the Jayhawks in this one. First in effective field goal defense. They're still defending to help hold teams to less than 30% shooting from 3, 46% in the paint here in conference play. And they're home. That's where you want them. So I'll look at Kansas in that spot. All right, let's continue here on the Tony X More Show as we get ready for the next series of games. In this block, we are covering the games at 6 Eastern, include the 8:30 Eastern. So 6 Eastern, include the 8:30 Eastern. We start with Rod.
All right, kicking it off in the spot. The hat's just out of reach. So I'm going to take Clemson here over Virginia Tech. I don't just trust Virginia Tech on the road here. You look what they've done, 13-17 against that number. Clemson at home, just been pounding teams in Little John. I think they win by 20+ there, 14-2 at home, and then over the last 5-0 straight up, 4-1 against the number. Clemson just continues to roll. Pounds Virginia Tech by 20+ there in that one. Another one I like in this spot is where are we looking? Give me the over between Duke and UNC. Just betting Duke overs. Just continue to catch. So I ain't going to get off that train. Give me Duke and UNC over in that one. And then I think Albany's getting way too many points. Laying 3 or 7 with an Albany team that's 3-9. 12-17 against that number. Binghamton's been a solid club. 17-11 against the spread. 3-2 straight up. 3-2 against the number. Yeah, way too many points. Give me Binghamton plus the 7 versus Albany in that one. And then one more I'm looking at is you look at this Fairfield squad, and they really got nothing to play for. Quinnipiac really got nothing to play for. They've locked up the first seed in that conference. And you look Fairfield, basically they're playing out this straight at home here. I'll take Fairfield plus the 7.5 against a Quinnipiac team that really are they motivated to be covering a 7.5 or a pound of Fairfield out of their own gym? I don't think so. Give me Fairfield plus the 7.5 in that one. And then one more I'm looking at in this time slot. Hey, Cal Poly laying 3.5, taking on the Beaches. Well, Cal Poly wins that one. They punched their ticket to the tournament. So give me Cal Poly, lay the 3.5 there over the Beaches. They're going to be the way more motivated squad in that matchup.
Yeah, some of these teams are cutting down trimming the fat from these conference tournaments. So some of these bottom teams, I'm sorry, you're not getting an invite to Vegas. those first round games are brutal to watch. Just like 3 or 4 people in the stands anyway. Let's go on over to Solo.
Ole Miss and Florida. I think these teams get up and down. I'm going to take this total over 157.5. Duke and North Carolina. Hubert Davis has been coaching for his job for about the last 2-3 weeks. The Tar Heels are hot. I know Duke is probably the best team in the country. I think North Carolina's live in this one, guys. So we got to take the points, and I think you got to do a sprinkle. It just feels like one of those situations. I think Carolina is live. I think that's their only chance to get in. I think they got to win this one. They got to get hot in that tournament. Look, watch out for the Tar Heels. Let's take the points. And I think Arizona State. I'm sorry, one more, Tony. I think Arizona State senior night. I think they fight hard. Let's take the Sun Devils plus 10.5.
They covered against Arizona last week. getting all those points, and they sent Houston in overtime in that road game, which is still one of the biggest surprises of the year. Is Arizona State forcing overtime against Houston on the road? That was still something there. Anyway, Duke, North Carolina. To me, it's gonna be dogs in these rivalry games. I like North Carolina. Some of these bubble teams seem to be stepping up here, right? These teams that got to have it. They got to win this game. Again, they're saying North Carolina bubble team. I don't see them. I see them in. I don't get it. But anyway, they look at their non-conference. I think they're in. I think they've done enough to be in. They played well down the stretch. But man, look at the stretch here for North Carolina, man. 50. The way they're shooting the basketball right now, looking at them, 56% from the field, 45% from three, covering all 5 games. I'll take the points there with North Carolina. USC is going nowhere fast, but I'll take them plus the points here against USC. I know UCLA has a great home court, but that's a crosstown rivalry game. But the Trojans, one thing they've done in the Big Ten is shoot the ball very well at 49% against the Big Ten. Actually, I'm sorry, over the past 5 games, they're shooting 49%. They're hitting 38% from 3, 54% in the Big Ten this year. Third in effective field goal shooting, but they just got to tighten up that defense. I don't know if USC has enough offense. UCLA has enough offense to cover that spread. We saw them blow that game against Minnesota at home. That's a game that scares me. I don't want to lay that number there because this UCLA, man, they could really go sour quickly. So I'll look at them in that spot.
Nick Cronin smashing whiteboards. Yeah, I've seen it.
I can see USC giving them a game. All right, let's continue here on the Tony Morning Show as we continue here with college basketball. So in this block, it'll be the final block in college hoops. We cover the games from 9 Eastern time all the way to 11th. Our last game of the night is going to be that WCC tourney again. Loyola, Marymount, and Washington State. So Washington State's moving up now to 3. This was 1.5. This was 2, but now we've seen a big move. 3.5. 3.5 now for Washington State. That one's moving up. You got a lot of those OGs as assistant coach. We watched that game last night. Who's who of OG coaches there on the sideline? A lot of gray beards and gray hair on the stuff from guys who used to see coach back in the day, like Lorenzo Romar. So you got a young coach with all these OGs as assistants in a team like Loyola Marymount. But anyway, that's your late night game tonight. So let's get started with Rod.
Yeah, and I'll take I'll give you the Cougars in that one. I like Washington State there. As I told you yesterday, I'm not an LMU guy. They've looked awful all year. Congratulations, you got yourself a way of beating up a bad team. Now you're going to come and try to take on the Cougars. Not going to happen here. We see some tired legs in the second half. I know you are young bucks, and you shouldn't get tired legs, but LMU, that's going to happen. That's why that line is like flying upwards. Give me Washington State in that one. Another one I like in the late night spot is look at give me the Tritons. Remember the Tritons? Yeah. I'll take them there in that spot. 5-0, 4-1 ATS, 11-2 on the road, just rolling right along. Hey, you don't have to lay 20 with them this time. You only have to lay 12.5. So I'll lay the 12.5 with the Tritons in that matchup. And then another one I'm looking at here in this time spot. I like give me the Anteaters here over Santa Barbara. It's laying 3.5 on the road. I think this is that spot that the Anteaters get the job done over the Gauchos there in that one. I just don't trust the Gauchos in that spot. 3-2, 2-3 against the number. They're look at the Anteaters on the road, 13-3, 11-5 against the spread. Why? Because they started their season out on the road. They actually started their year up in Canada here, did the Anteaters. So they're definitely no strangers to playing games on the road. Give me UCI there. And then Eastern Washington, they're awful. Now you only have to lay 2.5 there. Give me Northern Arizona. Give me the Lumberjacks in that one. Look at the Lumberjacks playing the better basketball. That one, it's not even close. Eastern Washington has 7 covers this season. That's it. Yeah, give me the Lumberjacks in that one. The line does look a little bit funny, but I'll still take the Lumberjacks minus 2.5 there.
Yeah, remember the Beach coach who got fired last year, Munson, I think. Yeah, Munson, who got fired and then got the team to the NCAA tournament. Well, he got hired by Eastern Washington, so it's been rough.
By Eastern Washington, look what he's done. Yikes!
I know. Well, there was an opening, so maybe he inherited a mess. It looks the way it likes it.
That's what it looks like. Yeah,
he's a Nike guy. He a lot of money with Nike. He had a nice little system there at the Beach on over to Solo.
Utah and BYU, huge in-state rivalry. I think these teams go at it. I think they scratch, they crawl on senior night. I think it's just too many points. I think points will be hard to come by. They'll be premium. I'm going to take this total under 153.5. And I just think Houston's a better team. I know Baylor's strong at home, but sign me up with the Cougars -4.5.
They're from Solo. Tell you how I think about these. Trines are UC San Diego. You got San Diego State. You got USC. They got beaten by LMU yesterday, but the Trines are UC San Diego from the Big West there. And UC Davis and Hawaii are moving to the Mountain West next year. Cal Baptist and Utah Tech are going to move into the Big West to fill those spots. So it's a little bit of movement there. Yeah, I agree with Sola. Give me Houston. Hey, listen, I know the Baylor situation is, fade on the road, play at home, but this is Houston here. You got them under 2 possessions. Give me Houston here to tighten up that defense. Cougars 6-2 the spread as a road favorite. Baylor has failed to cover 4 straight over their past 5, shooting just 40%. That shooting form is going to get you crushed. Well, not crushed, but you're at home here. I think I like Houston to cover that one. Give me San Diego State to cover against Nevada. This Nevada team has underperformed so much this year. It's just hard for me to trust them. Nevada has failed to cover 4 of 6 as a road dog. San Diego State coming off that embarrassing loss against UNLV. So I look for San Diego State at home in Viejas, where they have a really good home court. Senior night, they'll be all fired up and jacked there in that home court. Look at San Diego State there to cover that one. All right, let's continue here on the Tony Dixon Morning Show as we continue with our show here. Al meeting us with the technical difficulties there. So we'll move on over to the NHL today. As you'd expect, a pretty big card here on a Saturday. So in this first block, Rod will cover just the matinees. So the games from 12:37 Eastern include the 3 o'clock Eastern game. So those 3 in this spot will be Rangers and Senators. Senators $1.30, total at 6. Kraken and Flyers here. We've got the Flyers $1.40, total of 6. Bruins and Lightning here at 3 Eastern. We've got the Lightning here favorite 277, total here will be 6. Over to Rod.
Yeah, looking at these ones, I'll take Tampa on the puck line in that one. Boston were sellers at the deadline. They got rid of a couple defensemen. Brad Marchand is no longer a Boston Bruin. He's now a Florida Panther. Yikes. Watch out for the Florida Panthers again. They retooled and added some pieces, added another goalie. It's Marchand, Kachuk, and Bennett on the line. Teams are going to have fits in the East with those 3 guys going. And that one, Boston's in deep doo-doo. Horst Wayman got paid, and now he's got nobody in front of him. So he's going to get shell-shocked there. Give me Camp on the puck line. And then 2 teams that sold out as well. Seattle sold out. Philadelphia sold out. Old guys with a whole lot of nothing. Give me the under 6. I don't know who's scoring goals in that game there with a lean to Philadelphia. But the good game here, the Rangers starting to pour it on 6-3-1 last 10. Well, you're looking at this Ottawa club 4-5-1 in their last 10 games. Not playing the greatest. Definitely been giving up goals. And we know Ottawa on the road hasn't been good. But I'm going to take Ottawa here in this spot. You look, Ottawa versus these bad defensive teams that have given up over 30 shots a game like the Rangers have. They're 8-0 this season. So let's take Ottawa to kick off the Saturday night in Canada triple header.
There we go with Rod. Let's continue here on the Tony Morning Show as we continue on the ice. And this block of games will cover the games at 6:07 and the few at 7:07. Usually they flood us with the 7:07, so they spread them out today. And this block, we have Sabres and Panthers. Panthers, big favorites, 245, total of 6. Maple Leafs and Avalanche, Avs, $1.50, total of 6.5. Canadians and Flames $1.35, total of 6.
Yeah, and you look at Montreal taking on Calgary. You know what? They're trying to get a win in that Alberta trip. They took the Oilers to overtime and then lost in overtime, as we predicted there. But Montreal here in this spot, I like the under. I think we get a goalie still. We got Jacob Dobas going for Montreal, our young rookie. And then we got Calgary's young rookie going in Wolf. Give me the under 6 in that matchup with a lead to Montreal at the plus price. And then I like the Toronto Maple Leafs here heading into Colorado. You look at the Leafs, they just added a couple more guys as well. Another defenseman looking to make a run. And I think it starts here beating up on this Colorado club. I don't know about beating up, but at least getting a win for us at a nice plus price. Take the Toronto Maple Leafs in that one.
From Rod, let's continue here on the Tony Morning Show. We'll close out the NHL here with these final games. I was wondering, it's usually more, but we've had that big Friday card. So here we go. for tonight. Blues and Kings again. The Kings really trying to get off the schneid. That bad streak ran onto the home ice in the first one back from that trip. Kings $1.83, total 5.5. Blackhawks and Predators. Predators $2.49, $2.60s in some places, total 6. Islanders and Sharks. Islanders $1.75, total 6. Stars and the Oilers $1.10 here. Both sides against Stars and Oilers in this one. Pretty good one. Total 6.5. Back on over to Rod.
Yeah, looking at these ones here, Chicago, tough spot. Minus 250 with Nashville, though. I think Nashville wins the game. But the Blackhawks keep it close. Should be Soderblom going for Chicago. And Blackhawks off a win last night, and then you got to travel into Nashville. Chicago just doesn't – they're not a team that strings a whole lot of back-to-back wins together. It just doesn't happen so much. For me, it's a lead to Nashville and the puck line there. Look at the Sharks team. They're definitely checked right out. Islanders need some wins. They need to be rolling along. Sharks, 12 straight Saturday night losses at home. Yikes. Poor home crowd at the SAP Center is watched and witnessed 12 straight losses. Guess what? They're going to make it 13, giving the Islanders in that one. And then Dallas coming into Edmonton. Ooh, this is going to be this is one of those tests that the Oilers really lay an egg here. The crowd, the fans are going to go absolutely nuts because they didn't make a whole lot of splashes of anything in the trade deadline. They picked up an added a defenseman. Other than that, they're rolling with what they got, and with what they've got, we've seen it. It's been ugly. Only one way to go. Give me Dallas over the Oilers in that one. I don't right now. I can't trust them to get up. And if you weren't on Dallas before, you better get on them now. And they picked up Mikko Rantanen, huge scoring offensive machine. They've got a couple guys that are on the injured reserve. There's a few NHL teams taking advantage thanks to Vegas and the this guy's injured. We'll put him in the injured reserve. You get an extra cash that you're able to use to go against, which is what Dallas has done. And then those guys come roaring back in for the playoffs. So there's plenty of teams that have done that now this year, and Dallas is included in one of those. Sagan is sitting out. He's the injured guy. Sagan will be ready to go come playoff time. It's going to be a tough out. Tough out. So are the Jets. Winnipeg. I got Winnipeg. For guys that want to know, I got Winnipeg taking on Dallas. Western Final. Eastern Final. I go with these guys right here. Leafs, Florida. Western Final, or Eastern Final is my pick. A little early after all those trades and the dust settle. We'll see how they go with their team, but those are what I'm thinking is going to be the East and West.
Yeah, I know heading into the season, Rod, you were not a fan of the Oilers heading into the season. I think you said, this team's going to have a hard time making the playoffs.
Yeah, right. I still have that ticket. It still says miss the playoffs. They have a chance of the way they're nosediving and tanking right now. They need to pick it up. And the fans are definitely not happy. And they expected moves. They do every year. They expect the team to add some more pieces and moves, and they didn't. They're basically going to run back with what they got. So we'll see what happens.
These late moves? You like how the NHL does it with these late trade deadline?
Yeah, I do. It's basically because they do it a little bit later, so that way you have some teams that are like, okay, we're not making the playoffs, and then they can be sellers. You can rent. It's basically like a rented guy, so that way when you get the playoffs, you're going to get the best of the best of the best facing off against each other. Who cares if you get a couple of stars that to get some heavy laden stars on teams in the NHL for the playoffs? Because that's the best season to watch in the NHL. It's when the hitting gets ramped up, and it's actually when the actual shot blocking actually starts. You'll see guys dive in and slide in the block box. It gets crazy in the playoffs. Love it. Can't wait.
Yeah.
So I love the late trade deadline. That's why they did it, so that way they can teams can get a rental guy. It's like here you can come on with us. You can get a chance to win a cup, and they rent them.
The Kings had a lot of lean years when I was growing up as a kid. They'd have a history of trading away first round picks for washed up guys. I mean, it was just they were back in the day. They were
back in the day, right?
Korab. There was I could throw some names out there from the past. There were some guys that were just washed up, and they would give away first round picks for these dudes. It just, although they did get something out of Larry Murphy, but he was already on his last legs. It was just a big name after big name, past their prime for sometimes 2 first. That was just disgusting the way they used to just throw away first round picks.
Boston traded Marchand for a first round pick in 2027, and that was it. No guys got traded, no swap. They took Florida's 2027 first round pick. That's it. That's what they get. Here you go. Here's Marchand for you. The guy was with you for 15 years at least with Boston, and you grab a first round draft pick and you send a packet. I think he had to waive his trade clause. I think he wanted out. He wants to win one more before he retires. That's what happens. These guys want that. I want one more. It's not like he hasn't won a cup. So
sometimes these GMs, I always say these GMs make a lot of panic moves because you think about the future. The GMs thinking about the immediate future, right? Their immediate future. Sometimes they make trades for because they feel the heat.
But sometimes you have to. Sometimes the time is now, so you make all the deals so you can go all in right now. That's what happens at these trade deadlines.
Yep.
That's why the Oilers fans are all up in arms. They're like, hey, man.
And don't forget, this is the time of the period where you sell season tickets for next year also. So you're walking into the stadiums, you got these guys in booths trying to hawk tickets. Hey, we made this trade. We're going to make a run. Buy your tickets for next year. This is the time of the year when they try to push on the season tickets for next season. So there's something else in business-wise involved in why you make these kind of what look like desperate moves, but it actually puts money into your coffers there when you do that.
Into your coffers, because the teams they see, oh, that guy's coming for us, all right, yeah, they get excited, fans get excited, and they start scooping up season tickets. We usually don't have too much of a problem for putting people and bodies into the fans up here in Canada.
Out in Canada, you don't. Out here, they do. Out here, they do.
I've seen some San Jose games where it's like, hey, is there anybody even there? And then you look and I'm like, man, I could have got a ticket to this game for like $8.
Yeah. Yep.
All right. Man. It's $100 minimum anywhere up here.
Sure is. All right, we got you through the hockey. Now it's time for our Parlay Peripheral segment where our captains can give out a parlay, they can give out a team player prop, play it straight, game of the future, degenerate exhibition baseball. It's up to the cappers here. We get started with Rod.
And for me, we're going to go with we're going to take your Kings, Tony. We're going to take your Kings on the puck line. I think they beat up on St. Louis. St. Louis, third game, 4 nights. Tough spot for St. Louis. Looks like Hofer is going to go for St. Louis there as well. Kings on the puck line. Chicago, tough spot. Back-to-back spot, third and 4 nights. Give me Nashville on the puck line and the Islanders on the puck line. Bill, 3-teamer, all puck line guys there in the NHL.
There from Rod on over to Solo.
Let's go Nets, Hornets under 212.5. Let's go St. John's plus the 3.5. And let's go. Let's have some fun here. Let's go Duke, North Carolina over.
Yeah, from Solo. Tell you what I think here. I like over here with Kentucky and Missouri. I also like USC plus the points, and I also like laying the points with San Diego State. All right, we got you through our parlay segment. Now it's time for see what our cappers have for sale over at Tony's Picks. Big day of action tonight from college hoops. A lot of our final conference games here for the big conferences, conference tournaments action. We're deep into some of these. I think we're also going to have punch some tickets as well in this tournament as well. Also action on the ice. NBA featured that big Celtic a game against the Lakers. Don't sleep on that Warriors and Pistons. That one should be pretty good there as well. That one I wish they would have moved to NBA TV in the late night slot, but that's how it rolls. Hey, we'll see what Rod has. Nice. We'll see what Rod has for sale over at Tony's Picks right now. Rod's put together impressive numbers here. 3,417 units of profit. What you got for sale, Rod, over at Tony's Picks?
And over Tony's Picks today, I've got a nice little 5-pack in college basketball. In that 5-pack is my 10-star college basketball slam dunk play of the day. Hey, we dropped it. So at 14, still 14-1 run with that play of the day. So you can scoop that up singly. But better yet, grab that 5-pack. You can see what we've been doing all season long. I believe we're up about 2,600 units in the NBA or in the college basketball this season. So absolutely the money. If you see there, what Tony's doing is 453 2024, and then we're all over 2,000 units in 2025. So it's college basketball's been pretty good. We've been on a heater this year, so definitely this is the time. I've been focused deeply on college basketball, so had to jump aboard there. I got one NHL, and I'll have one NBA in there for you as well today. So jump aboard that long-term pass. Take advantage of that 2-for-1 capper promotional as well. You can see I'm not the only hot capper here at Tony's Picks. There's a big group of us that have been hot. A lot of guys to see on these shows have been hot. So take advantage of that 2-for-1 capper. We'll also have 2 cappers putting cash in your pocket today. Loaded day. Can't wait. Excited for all this stuff to start.
Yeah, great action there for Rod, guys. Get on board with Rod over at Tony's Picks. You see the great result from Rod here last 24 hours, last 7 days, last 30 days for the year. It's been on tear. You can see the results here. So get on board with Rod with this 5-pack. Tony T is a promo code, save that 15% off. Also, long-term passes. Remember that 1-month pass gets you all of Rod's NBA, NHL, and the entire NCAA tournament, because that'll take you all the way to April 7th. So that also means you got 2 weeks of baseball in there. As a baseball
in there.
North American season begins here at the end of August, end of March here. I'm already thinking about NFL preseason already. So anyway, we also have the baseball with the first series of Dodgers and Cubs. But anyway, get on board with Rod over at Tony's Picks. Long-term pass includes late steam plays as well, right to your inbox. Remember, plays in by 11 a.m. Eastern time. Any plays beyond that will be emailed to you, as our cappers can put late plays into the system. We'll get them right to you. All right, let's take a look and see what the Solo's got going on over at Tony's Picks. Solo's been red hot as well. 153 units of profit the last 30 days. Solo, what you got for sale?
I love this card today. Huge card, huge slate. Trying to show a little restraint. We got 5 plays in right now. I got about 14, 15 plays written down. Obviously, I'm not making all those plays, so we dwindling the list down. Probably going to add late steam to about 1 or 2 more plays. Get us to a 3-pack in college basketball. And also, I have a best bet in both sports. We're heating up over the last couple weeks. So sign up with me short-term, long-term. Pay me one of the good cappers. Make sure you use that 15% code. And you already know, let's get to the bank.
Let's get to the bank with Solo over at Tony's. You can see the NBA 3-pack best bet on the board. So get on board with Solo. Remember, long-term passes are great as well. You can see Solo with this 1-month pass, 7-day pass. Remember, again, that 1-month pass covers the entire NCAA tournament. And don't forget those minor tournament actions like NIT, CBI, CIT. One of those I call the A-Sun tournament, because it seems like a bunch of A-Sun teams there. I think in one of the CIT tournament, one of them. But anyway, get on board with Solo over at Tony's Picks and use that promo code Tony T at checkout. You'll save that 50% off. Solo here on a tear here, as you can see it here on Tony's Picks. All right.
We're going green, baby. We're going green.
All in green. You see it green across the board with Solo. He's been hot. So get on board with him right now over at Tony's Picks. I got a best bet on the board right now, as well as a multi-pack for you. I got a best bet here from college basketball, also NBA and college basketball mix in a 3-pack. So get on board with me over at Tony'sPicks.com. And, of course, use that promo code Tony T at checkout, and you'll save that 15% off. And just make note here, guys, we're with you here every day at 9:30 a.m. Eastern time with the 26 Morning Show. So make sure you like, subscribe, set those notifications, be live with us to get the plays in real time. And if you guys ever miss a show, well, it's very simple. You can go over to our YouTube channel. On our YouTube channel, you just type in Tony's Picks, and you'll find our channel. Make sure you subscribe to it. First thing you do is subscribe to the channel. And here you can check out all of our on-demand content here. As you can see, our live show is live here. You can see it. Our happy hour, we run this at 5 Eastern, Monday through Friday. Rod is the host there, but you can check out our archives of our morning show here. So just hit the live tab. And when you hit the video tab, you get a lot of content on demand. We go a lot deeper into these games. And you can see Rod covers pretty much the NHL for you here with today over on the site on demand. El Nino's looking for those 3 underdog plays for you. We got Chris coming in with some SEC college basketball. I got the NBA, got college basketball cover for you as well. We'll scroll down. We see Damon Sosh coming in with this pick for you. Also, Kevin Thomas. Ben is in here as well with some NBA. Ben Rohallo, who's been on the leaderboard. Ben has been doing great work as well. You know him from our videos. Of course, we got we have our man Ron Crawford coming in here with some picks here from Alabama, Auburn. You know he's an Auburn guy, but does he go with Auburn? Well, you got to check that video and see what he's on. Mills, Mills has been solid with his UFC guys. I mean, he is just on top of it, man. You check his videos out. If you haven't, look at his videos. Very knowledgeable on the sport. And he gives you here a parlay, and he gives you a rundown from this NHL card. He gives you the entire card here on this rundown, guys. So check him out on this UFC 313. Mills is the guy, man. Really, really great there. So I recommend you guys go over there and check out his videos. Must watch there if you're going to be betting UFC tonight, or if you want to get introduced to UFC. He does a great rundown of all the fighters, so he gives you a lot of background on these guys because he's a member of the press media. He covers them press credentials. He covers them there, so you get a really good perspective and knowledge from all the fighters from Mills when he does his breakdown. So I recommend you guys check out those videos. You can see we got a great channel going up here, guys, with lots of content. So go ahead and give it a look there at Tony'sPicks.com. And make sure you hit that like, subscribe button so you don't miss anything that we've dropped videos here at Tony'sPicks.com. Lots of content here on the channel. All right, guys, we're here with you 9:30 a.m. Eastern time. Make sure you like, subscribe. Right, everybody know about what you got going on over at Tony's Picks today with your content. Of course, they can catch you on the happy hour here Monday through Friday as well.
Yeah, definitely. If I missed the hockey that I didn't cover here on the show, we got you covered over there on the YouTube channel on all today's hockey. And then definitely you want to be tuning in 5 p.m. Eastern time, Monday to Friday for that happy hour show. Definitely we'll go through all the late injury report, goalie news. And when baseball season rolls around, we'll get you those pitchers who are going late, as they sometimes in the morning this time, they still don't know who's going to go on the bump, or those guys in the MLB. But by the happy hour time, usually we got that rolled out for you. So definitely tune into the happy hour at 5 p.m. Eastern here on Tony's Picks. Excited to do it. Love doing that show Monday to Friday, 5 p.m. Eastern.
Okay, good. Yeah, so make sure you check in Monday through Friday, the happy hour. Of course, all the late changes, the injuries, news, and all that we'll cover for you there on the happy hour. So, guys, make sure you check that out as well. I just want to make note, Brian Biller, over on our shorts. I didn't show you the shorts there. Shorts, you can find more content as well over on our channel. So, guys, there from Brian today as well. Of course, Solo, you pop in here to the show here on the mornings with us, and we also catch you on occasional on the happy hour.
Yeah, I'm more of a morning guy. We lurking around, we sharking in the water, but I'll be tapping in on the happy hour, next week, going there, chop it up with Rod, make some money, politic fellowship. You already know. Let's get to the bank today, guys. But guys, at the same time, guys, there's a lot of games. Be smart and don't parlay. Let's make some money.
Absolutely. Let's make some money indeed today. Lots to choose from, guys. So make sure you check them out. Watch these games. Get the study, because remember, these teams the winners move on. The losers turn in their uniforms for some of these conferences. All right. That's going to do it here for this edition of 26 Morning Show. We're back again live tomorrow at 9:30 a.m. Eastern time. Anybody have anything to say before we close it out? It's all been
Go
said.
Hofstra.
There we go.
Love Hofstra. But I mean, that's another one of those teams that I like to follow, and they got a nice win in their last game. And they're taking Monmouth today. So Monmouth got them earlier this season, 68-62 in a matchup. I like Hofstra to bounce back and get their revenge in that one. Take Hofstra.
Let's do it indeed here. All right, that's going to do it for you here. Just wanted to shout out the Joker. A 30-point game, 20 rebounds, 20 assists. My good. Of course, it came against the Suns, a team that can't play D. That's really what that helps. All right, that's going to do it. Anyway, goodbye, guys. You guys making a winning night. We're back again tomorrow here on the 26 Morning Show.